This is a first for me. Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we post book reviews, book hauls, writing tips, unboxings and the occasional vlog. Today is a first for me and I'm going to do a book tag. Before we get into this, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see whenever I upload, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click that notification bell down below. This is the BookTube Newbie Tag, which I think it's a bit late for me to be doing this one, but I've never done it and therefore I'm doing it now. Alright, I'll put a link below to the YouTuber who started the BookTube Newbie Tag. If you guys want to do it yourselves, please, I nominate freely. Go for it. Whoever wants it, please do it. There are 7 questions in this tag and I've written down the questions but I haven't written down my answers, so I'm just going to go for it and we'll see what comes out. Question 1. Why did you start a BookTube? So I actually had a AuthorTube channel where I did writing tips and I did unboxings every so often, and at the start of this year I joined a book club with Jazz over at Red Panda Reads. I'll put a link to her YouTube channel below. She is an amazing booktuber and just an all-round lovely human. And I realised during the first few meetings that talking about the books that we'd read in the detail that we were talking about them was actually a really good way to also improve on your writing. And by talking about all these other books, you could start seeing trends of people's likes and dislikes, but also of stuff that really best-selling authors had done and ones that people had more problems with, what they've done wrong. Because of that, I decided that I wanted to change the channel to be a booktube as well as giving the writing tips and the unboxings, which I love doing also. Reviewing books means that I read them in a totally different way and I'm looking much closer at how they're written, why they're written that way and what I'm getting from it. I'm picking out quotes for you guys which emphasize what I'm seeing in it, but also it's useful for fellow writers to watch reviews of books to see what people are talking about, what people are interested in right now, and also to see what readers pick up on. Think of it as a YouTube beta reader, but I'm reading a lot of famous and not so famous authors' books and trying to learn from them and telling you guys about what I've learned along the way. Hopefully this means that you guys can improve on writing, I can improve on writing, and anyone who's watching this channel as a reader, you can enjoy the reviews and hopefully you find some books that you want to read, or maybe some books you don't want to go near. Question 2. What's a fun and unique thing you can bring to BookTube? Me? The unique thing I hope that I can bring to BookTube is that I'm looking at it from a writer's point of view and not necessarily from a reader's. So hopefully things that I find in books or things that I notice are useful to fellow writers, but also are something that readers can look at and go, oh yeah, that's a thing. Likewise with my writing tips, if anyone who doesn't write watches those, perhaps it will just let you know what writers are doing, and also you'll start noticing little tricks in the books, which can be quite fun to find. Another unique thing for my channel is that I do so many unboxings, which booktubers don't normally do. I try to do unboxings because who doesn't like unboxing and opening new presents, but also I want to share with you guys the things that bring me joy, and hopefully it brings you joy as well. Question 3. What are you most excited about happening with this channel? Honestly, collaborations. I thoroughly enjoyed the collab I did with Jazz over at Red Panda Reads, where we did a book swap challenge to find 3 types of books and we had to send them to each other to read, and I just so loved the process of choosing the books for Jazz and then packaging it up and taking it there. It was like a Secret Santa moment, and then unboxing what Jazz had got me. I still have the letter Jazz gave me because I just don't want to let it go. It was just so sweet. I really hope to do more of those things. It would also be amazing to meet other writers and other readers and talk about books with people, because I realized I didn't really talk about the books I read. I've always read forever, and yet I never spoke about them, which is so wrong, you know? Like, it's a big part of your life. If you enjoy reading, then it's something that really defines you, and the types of books that you read, you're reading for a reason. And just discussing them has given me so much joy. Question 4. Why do you love reading? I've had a strange relationship with words in general. My family have always read. Me and my sister are both bookworms. My mum is a bookworm. My grandma every week or two would take us to the local library, but I actually couldn't properly read until middle school. Yeah. It was a shock to anyone that I went to university. We didn't know in first school that I couldn't see. So I would memorize. You remember those books they make you read in first school, the really little ones? I would memorize those and recite them. But if you asked me to read an individual word, I couldn't see them, so I couldn't properly read it. And then in middle school, we finally found out I needed glasses, and I was in bottom sets for everything. But then I got to top set by high school, and I read all the way through that. I just love books. It's a bit strange that I absolutely adore reading, considering I really struggle to. I can't remember, but I don't understand how I still used to love going to the library with my grandma every week or two, even though I couldn't actually read what I was trying to read properly. Somehow, Child Robin was reading them, maybe very slowly. I have no idea what she was doing. But I've always loved books. It's just never been an option for me not to have a book. The longest I've been without reading a fiction book was at university, my final year, where I only read books to do with my course, which was so odd. I hated it. Ever since then, I will always be reading a book. Always. It's just, I don't know how to not have a book. How do you travel without carrying a book with you? What do you do on the train? Reading is a way to escape. And I think you can see from the types of books that I read, I love fantasy and fiction. I generally don't read books based in modern normal life because I can live that. I don't necessarily want to be in it. Maybe that's it. I don't like normal life. Question 5. What book or series got you into your love of reading? When I was very little, I would read is it Animal Art? It was all about a vet and her family, and they would just take care of animals. And as an animal lover, I used to always read those. And then as I got a bit older, it was Red Wall, followed by, J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. And it just went on and on from there. Oh, I just remembered there's a book earlier than that. So for me, actually reading myself, it was definitely the Animal Art books. But my love of books themselves, my mum has told me multiple times that I loved the story, The House That Jack Built. My mum's told me I used to laugh so much because you're not supposed to breathe in between all the words. This is the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the priest all shaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the cock that crowed in the morn that waked the priest all slaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is a farmer who sowed the corn that kept the cock that crowed in the morn that waked the priest all shaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the horse and the hound and the horn that belonged to the farmer who sowed the corn that kept the cock that crowed in the morn that walked the priest all shaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with crumpled horn that tossed the dog that worried the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. Hey! That was the first book that got me into reading. My mum would read that to me when I was little and I loved it, and I think I still love it now since I'm still smiling about it. Question 6. What questions would you like to ask your fellow booktubers? Fellow booktubers, I mean, there are so many. One is, how do you guys manage to read 4 or 5 books a month? I'm good if I do 2. And I guess my other question really relating to booktube is how you guys manage to have a full-time job and keep up with your booktubes to be able to post every week, which I see most people do. How are you doing that? Are you like magic? Number 7. 7. What challenges will you need to overcome? This starts off so cute and sweet and gets heavier, don't it, guys? The main challenge is just overwork, which I quite regularly do to myself. I don't know how to stop, and I love creating so much, and it doesn't matter how many times people tell me you can't do that many things at the same time. I will. But I am most likely going to regularly burn out. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first ever book tag. I know I did. It was actually really fun. I really enjoyed that. So people tag me, please, if any more come up. As for tagging other people, I want to put an open invitation out to anyone who has watched this who fancies doing a book tag. Please go for it. Tell me why you are a newbie booktuber. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like what you see. If you like this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to see when I upload. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. I post general book pictures, as well as my writing tips and unboxings on there. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye!